His new comedy special, It Ain't for the Week, is available now on Netflix. It was released on the 19th of July. It is red hot. The comedian David A. Arnold here on The Rich Eisen Show. Great to see you, David.
What's up, dude?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so pleased for you to be here. Do you say that? Do you say that when you come out and you greet the guests that I love your show? Do you say that to every single host, David?
No, I don't actually, because I don't watch every single show.
Okay.
And I'm not, a fan of every single show.
Oh,
but like when I watch and I've been watching your career. You've done something with your life. We appreciate it.
I've been at it for a minute. I've been at it for a minute.
We was worried about you for a second, but you really built yourself up into something.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Congrats on the success of this latest special for you.
Thank you, man. It's very exciting. It really is. It's just my second Netflix special. It dropped like 5 days ago.
Right.
And it's like 2 days later, it's trending and like headed to break the top 10. And I was just like, you work in a vacuum, you just work.
Right.
And then one day you just see it finally go out. And it's like, oh, all the stuff that I've been working on for the last year and a half is like actually resonating with people. So it's great.
That is, and so the It Ain't for the Week. What is the It for those who may need to know?
Anything,
David.
This is the It. Anything that you think is worthwhile. If you want to be married, if you want to have your own show, if you want to be an athlete,
yes,
it ain't for the weak. To be at a certain level, to be great at what you do. I've been married 19 years.
So have I.
See?
2003.
Same thing.
Okay.
When?
June the 7th.
July the 12th.
Damn.
See what we did?
I was on my honeymoon when you were getting married.
Exactly. You could have called me and told me what was coming. Like literally, I've learned as I keep doing this that it ain't. It's like it ain't for the weak. A wife, kids,
anything.
Oh my God,
that's worthwhile.
That's worthwhile,
okay.
And that's what I've been sober for 24 years.
Congrats.
That is like all of those things just made me go, this ain't easy, and it ain't supposed to be, and it just came together in this set. And I'm so proud of the material. It's like, it's really working out.
Well, congratulations on that. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet. And it came out on July the 19th.
July 19th it came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you've got your tour dates at davidarnold.com for people to go check out.
Yes, davidarnold.com. I've been touring I've been 20 cities before. We're doing 40 cities now, moving on. Like we're in the theaters now.
Oh, that's great.
So it's just, I'm very excited about working. That I'm producing a TV show. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Well, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. At the David A. Arnold on Instagram.
Yes.
Back here on our terrestrial radio outfit. It Ain't for the Week, the new comedy special that is burning up Netflix right now and trending. David A. Arnold, the comedian who is at the forefront of all of the It Ain't for the Weakness right here on the Rich Eisen Show. And for those who are just joining us on the terrestrial radio network, we just established the It in It Ain't for the Week is anything that matters. That it ain't for the week. I thought it was being a Cleveland Brown fan.
You know what?
I'm able to cross that off. I should cross that off.
No,
that's not the It.
That should be number one on the list. That has been, oh my God, that has been a source of my pain for years.
So are you from the great state of Ohio?
Born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland?
Born and raised.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I've been near Brian Sipe from the beginning.
Damn.
All the catch, all the drive. It has been...
Webster Slaughter
not blocking like he's supposed to. Okay. All the things that ruined my childhood. Yes.
So you went to Cleveland Municipal? You went there as a kid?
Well, yes. Okay. Oh, absolutely.
You went to the old Cleveland
right
Municipal?
Right there, the Mistake by the Lake, as they call it. All of the things. And to this day, I will fly to certain areas to go watch them play. I'm a huge Cleveland Browns fan. It's the one thing that I have not been able to shake. And I've tried to get off of it like drugs, but I can't. I've been to meetings. I've tried to go to other teams.
You're sober 24 years, you said.
I'm so I can get off cocaine, but the Browns, I could not shake. It's unbelievable.
David, you never heard that "get away from the Browns" voice in your head?
Yes, get it right, exactly. Oh my gosh, it grew up. It was a part of my life coming up. And when I tell you every year, I think it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And every year we have hope. And like even to Deshaun, like this whole quarterback situation, as soon as they announced him, I went, what? We just don't get it. We're always going to find a way to do something that sounds great, but it's an asterisk next to everything we do. Yeah, we love this guy, but he's probably going to jail. You know what I mean? It's none of it is ever just
straightforward.
good.
It's not just straight up. Although it was 2 years ago when Baker just beat they stomped the
and we had hope.
Absolutely,
that's
Steelers.
right.
They just
We had
stomped
hope.
them.
Yes, they did, and they were great. And it's just we don't know how to finish. We don't know how to finish, and I just think it's from the top. It's from the organization, and you have to know winning is it is a culture. You know, like that's why I'm a fan. Like I grew up in Cleveland. I've never been a Cavs fan.
Never.
Don't
Not
dislike him.
even with LeBron.
It just didn't take. I don't know why. He's one of the best players I've ever seen.
Of course.
You know, you could, but it just never took. I was a Michael Jordan fan. You know what I mean? Which is, I mean, come on, you know.
I mean, he ripped the Cavs' heart out.
He
I see him, shooting over Craig Elo every 2 seconds on
and him
television.
falling to his knees, like, of course. But like that, I've always gravitated towards I don't know what it is. It's a greatness. It's a thing. And Michael Jordan had that thing that just got me. Steph Curry and the way I watched I watched them play. My best friend in school when I grew up, his dad played for the Cavs. So we were able to sit on the floor and watch the game. Like we could be like we had all the access to the Cavs. I had no interest.
You had free reign of gunned arena? Is that
Exactly.
what you're saying?
Exactly. I had all the popcorn I could eat, and nothing. James Silas, and I never did it.
And so, who's your favorite Brown of all time, David?
As soon as you said it, before you even got it out, probably Brian Sipe.
Really?
Because
so
I was a
talking
kid.
Old school.
Yeah, I was a
like
kid.
Sam Rutigliano sending out the play into Brian Sipe.
Exactly. Ozzie Newsome, Reggie. Was it? No, it's not Reggie Jackson. It's I can't think of his last name now.
Okay.
But number 83, I do know that, and I went to school with his kids.
Okay.
I do know that.
Chris is looking it up right now.
Are you? Reggie Rucker. Got it. Reggie Rucker. Like that was when I was like at my most impressionable while playing against like Terry Bradshaw and all. Like that is when I really got sucked into football.
Right.
You know, and I have not been able to. I've not been able to shake it. I have a problem.
It's okay.
I have a Browns problem.
It's okay. You never know, man. I mean, they do have so many incredibly talented players. I just don't know if Deshaun's going to play and then what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen.
It's too much distraction, though. You can't have that kind of distraction and be great inside of a locker room. I just don't believe that energy cannot exist. That energy can't exist to be as great as you need to be to win a Super Bowl. It's gotta be here. You gotta be,
right.
And anytime another person comes out, another thing, it's inevitably gonna cause a problem. So you can't, that wasn't the move. I don't think that was the move.
David A. Arnold, the comedian whose new special, It Ain't for the Week, is burning up Netflix right here on the Rich Eisen Show. You sat down and you had an issue with my son on my desk right here. That's his best dad ever.
You know, I mean, I'm best. Look at everybody's faces. Your whole staff is like, we don't like that sign.
No, here's the deal, David. And I'm sure you've heard this talk before in the comedy community.
Sure.
It's a sharp elbowed community. You know, like
it is.
Okay, right. It ain't for the weak.
It ain't for the weak. It ain't the internet community. It ain't for the weak.
Let's
Exactly.
just say this: if you're about to come at the king and the crown, you best not miss.
Okay.
Okay. So you have the floor if you have a problem with me having this sign.
This is the thing about the best dad. Okay. First of all,
yes, David.
How old are your children?
They are about to be 14, 11, and about to be 9. 2 boys and a young girl.
And the girl is how old?
She's about to be 9.
This is the time to get the best dad sign because they don't. I had that sign when they were 9. When they get 15, especially your daughter, they don't like you. Okay, they have nothing you say.
Should I be taking notes?
You should be writing all this down and tell them to talk to me. They don't. The older they get, Rich, the less you know. You understand? Like they don't. They think my children think that I am an idiot.
Okay, I'm beginning to feel that way.
Slowly, they will let you know that you don't know all the things you've accomplished, all the things you give them.
Yes.
And they will look at you like, why are you talking to me?
Yes, I will say to my oldest on occasion, David, I will say to him on occasion, I'm like, I have been a 13-year-old boy before.
Yes.
Okay. And then he'll say stuff like, but did you have a phone when you were a kid?
Exactly. It was different.
Like, it's a different, like, you don't understand.
You rode in the stagecoach. That's what they think.
Yes, I use bows and arrows and stuff like that. Yes, exactly.
When I see that, I go, best dad ever. I remember when I had the best dad ever title. Now I'm just, Dad, please. Like, why does everything have to be a teachable moment? I'm like, because I want you out of my house. That's why I want you to be able to grow up and leave and not come back. You love them, but man, I am learning every day. Two daughters.
How does your comedy land with your family? How does that land with them when clearly you're actually using some moments from your...
All of my stand-up,
Yes.
most of it is all about my family and being married and where I came from.
Yes.
Because my daughters, they think that I'm okay. I think they started to accept it when I started to show up on their friends' social media pages, on TikTok and all. Like when I started popping up and they started their friends started following me.
Yeah.
That's when they said, maybe there's something to this guy's jokes, right? Like there's a huge billboard right now of me in Times Square and I sent the photo to my kids, right?
Yeah.
And my one daughter, Ashlyn's very excited. She's like, oh my God, Daddy, I'm so excited. She's 15.
Okay.
My Anna Grace, my 17-year-old, she went, now I got to listen to how successful you are and why I should be. Like, she immediately sees how it's going to affect her. But I think they're like, kids don't ever we're their father. So they don't look at it like.
Yeah. Well, that means you're being a good dad.
Yes.
That's what it means. That
I
you're
am a
being
pretty good dad.
That you're being yourself.
Yes.
When you're home.
Yes.
You're not bringing anything else home.
No.
That you're present and you're doing
I'm doing my
thing.
job.
That's
I'm
what that
doing,
means.
they want, I have all the responsibility of making sure everything is taken care of, but I have none of the power. I get no say. It's like Dad doesn't.
Oh, in my household, there's 3 kids and 2 dogs, so I'm 6th on the list.
There you go.
I am number 6 on the list at home.
That's exactly what I tell my wife. I'm like, nobody was hungry today, so I didn't make dinner. I said, I didn't get the ballot to vote for this. I am always the last one on the list, and I have 2 dogs, and these dogs live better than I do. These dogs look at me like we're first.
David, it's funny. I'm David A. Arnold here on the Rich Eisen Show. I've been with the NFL for almost 20 years now.
Yes, I've been watching you.
And I thank you. And
I'm a huge fan.
And I appreciate you saying that.
I really am a huge fan.
Thank you,
There's
sir.
not a lot of people I want to hear talk about stuff.
I got it, and I'm thankfully going to be doing that for a while to come. I just knocked on paper, unfortunately, but that the phrase that I hear all the time, and it always confused me when players or coaches win it, saying no one will ever take this away from us, right? No one will ever take this away. And I always think to myself, who is the one trying to take it away from you anyway? Now that you have come here and looked at my best dad ever sign, you're trying to take this away from me. I finally met someone who's trying to take my championship away from me, and I think it's you.
I think it should be best dad ever and David. I'll draw it in with a pencil.
I don't think it'll fit.
I get it. You're a good dad. I'll go ahead and it's just all the work that we go through. All the dads. All of us are just second.
Right.
We're just not. Father's Day. Try to get a reservation on Father's Day. Wide open. Try to get a reservation for Mother's Day 2029. Book solid. It's unbelievable how we are constantly second, constantly last, constantly never just, Dad, maybe you. Yeah, maybe the person who.
Open table on Father's Day. Not a problem.
Anywhere you want to go. Come on in. Mastro's wide open. It's unbelievable. But It's the job we've been given, and
It
I
is
love
that.
doing it.
It
And
is,
I
no
and
doubt.
I love doing it. I
Outstanding.
really, really do.
TJ, you want to chime in?
Well, I
on
was
that?
saying, David does a lot of the content with his wife and his kids, and which has gotten them kind of popular because,
Yes.
I met David 10 years ago because I'm friends with his wife.
Okay.
And I was at home this vast Christmas, and
That's
my
right.
mom was in one room watching something on her phone, and I'm in another room, and I'm listening. And I'm like, Mom, is that David Arnold you listen to? And my mom's like, yeah, listen to David, his crazy self, see what he's doing. And I go, well, I know him. She goes, you do? And I'm like, well, I met him. I'm like, I'm friends with his wife. And she stopped, turned around and was like, you know Julie? And I'm like, yeah, I know Jules. I said, we went to college together. She's like, Julie went to Point Park? I'm like, yeah, that place you dropped me off years ago and I never came back home from? Yeah, that's his wife. She was like, no offense, David, she was excited when she
Yes.
thought I knew you, but when it turns out that I was friends with Julie, she was like, oh.
Well, welcome to my world. I get the
That's
same
what I'm
thing
saying,
with
the
my
same
wife
thing,
all the time, too. I mean, as a matter of fact, Mike, you have the drop that Charles Barkley said during the match in 2020. Like I said,
wife.
Well, yeah, my wife Susie Schuster, who Charles knows from way back in the day. I tweet out during the Brady Manning Tiger Phil match. This is incredible television. This is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Like tweet that out.
Right.
They put the tweet up on the screen. And then Charles chimes in, saying, my wife's name on the television set.
They like her. They
do.
like her way. That's how it is with Julie.
I'm the same exact way.
That's certainly, though, everyone that comes in here knows Susie before they met Rich. So it's.
The wife is always the most popular because everybody thinks that they have to deal with whatever we're doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I started posting videos on social media about 3 years ago, and it's me and my wife and my kids. People who follow me are very much inside my house.
Okay.
And I posted a video, I don't remember what it was, how parents feel on their kids' first day back to school. And I laid it to the soundtrack from The Wiz, Can You Feel a Brand New Day? Me and my wife dancing down the street, right? This thing skyrockets value. Like I'm on news stations, 30 net affiliates pick it up. My wife immediately becomes through the roof. And my wife is a former dancer. Julie was she was the third African-American to dance online with the Rockettes. She danced with Jimmy Buffett for years. She hosted a TV show called Made in Hollywood on ABC. So she has her own career.
Yes.
I started posting videos. She blows up. I'm like, I'm doing all the talking. Now I bring her to my shows and I will work for an hour and a half on stage. And if Julie's there, I will bring her out. And these people will give her a standing ovation I'm like, I've been out here busting my ass for an hour. And my wife comes out and gets a standing ovation. They just love her. And I'm just like, I know who the star is.
Rich Eisen. Oh, that's Susie Eisen's husband.
Exactly.
That's it.
That is exactly what it's like. I was somewhere and she came out. I did Netflix as a joke. They had a whole festival here.
Yes.
And so I had a night at the Improv, and I'm there and one of my friends, Ava DuVernay, who is a very successful television producer. You've heard of her, right?
Yes, she is.
She's there.
It's an apt way to describe her.
Exactly. She came to the show. She was like, David, I want to bring my mom. I'm talking to her mom. Julie comes out, and her mother starts to cry. And I was like, what happened? And and Ava looks at me and goes, Julie's behind you, and it's real to my mother. And I'm like, nobody has ever shed, like, as hard as I'm working, and Julie is just that. It's just what it is.
That's how my mom felt.
Bless you, sir. Well done. It's called It Ain't for the Week, David A. Arnold's new special on Netflix. It's been dropped for about a week now, so where you been? It Ain't for the Week, available on Netflix. Tour dates.
Yes.
Charlotte, the first
next.
weekend of August, and then later on in the month of August, Phoenix, San Francisco, New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Yes, I'm going there. I'm going to New Brunswick, New Jersey. I'm very excited to go there.
Fantastic. DavidARnold.com for additional tour dates and tickets and all that good stuff. During the season, come back. We'll talk about the Browns.
Oh my God, I would love that.
No, we will. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. The sign will still be here, despite your best efforts.
I'm getting one of these signs, and when I come back, I'm bringing my sign.
BYOS. That's what you're gonna do.
Exactly.
The David A. Arnold on Instagram to see his wife and all of David's efforts. Right here on the Rich Eisen Show. We're back to wrap up this show and set up the rest of the week in a moment.